So I reached all of my goals last week, which feels incredibly good. And I am actually even a little bit ahead of the curve. So let's see if we can keep that going this week. Hello, my name is Michelle, and this is Michelle's Fiber Studio podcast. Today is Monday, February 9th, and this is episode number 80. Welcome, welcome. It is a beautiful sunny day, but it is very cold. It is in the mid-20s, but with the wind, it is feeling much, much colder. But I am nice and toasty here inside, and I'm very excited to share this week what I have been up to in the last week. I have updates on my projects. I have a new project that I have started. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But before I get going, let's talk about what I am wearing. I am wearing my Risen sweater. So, I know, probably can't see too well because I've got the camera too close to my chair, so I don't have space to back up and show you. But this is a sweater that is patterned by Melanie Berg. I knit it in Knit Picks, Hawthorne Tonal, and Klamath Falls. And I knit it back in 2017 and 2018. I started it in August. It is one that took me until October to complete, so it took a little while to go through. It's a little bit on the snug side. I made it smaller than I should have, and every time I pull it out, like, I love the sweater, and I think I've talked about this before. I love the sweater, but every time I pull it out, it's like, it's not really comfortable to wear. So I'm not quite sure what to do with this one, but I hate to let it go until I replace it. So I probably should work on that in some fashion. I'm also wearing my Sophie scarf. This was a gift from my Secret Santa this past Christmas, who is also a knitter. So that's been really fun. I thought it worked really, really well with my ensemble. And then I brought over, although I'm not currently wearing it, I wore today because, again, it was very cold and I had to do pickup duty, dismissal duty at the end of the day. And so this is my, oh, I should have looked up the name of it. Haha, it's my cowl though, my doodle cowl. Polar something. Oh, let me look real fast. Here we go, Arctic Doodle Cowl. The yarn is Moon Glow yarn, and so it is got all these fun little motifs. There we go. And it's double knit, so it's really thick and it's a DK yarn, so it's really thick and really heavy. But I'm finding that it is perfect for dismissal when I'm outside because I can put it on and I can wear it like this, and it kind of covers my ears and it covers my neck, and I actually don't have to put on a hat. So I've been keeping this in my school bag as something that I can grab because it's one of those things I never know when I'm going to get called on to fill in for dismissal. It's not my normal duty, but I'm kind of like the first line of defense when one of the two people is not available. So at any rate, that's what I wore today. That's what I am wearing now. So how about we move on and we take a look at my project bag. In my project bag today, I think the first project I want to start with is my Imagination Quilt. I completed 2 more colors, so we'll start with my color number 16. I'm really pleased with the amount of work that I got done today. So let me show you first. My color 16 was that one there. Very fun, very pretty. And that's what I have left of it. And out of that, I made this whole stack of squares. So I have a whole bunch, it's probably 8 of them, that are like this with 2 different colors. And then I did 4 of them that are with the plain white, and I had to do 1 solid one. So that, I think it was 13 in all with that color, which is quite a bit. Yeah, before I get confused, drop my color back in there. I also finished color 17. I think I did that. I think I finished them yesterday, actually, so. Oh, come on. I'm trying to tuck them into these little bags, and so it's hard to pull them out. This is another big stack of them. I really liked this color. This one's really, really, really pretty. Yellows, some pinks and reds in there. I think this must be one of the ones that I shuffled around a little bit when I was swapping colors. So this stack looks like that. And again, I have 8 of them, I believe, that are the color with the neutral. Oh, there's another one. And then I had 4 that were just solid and the single color. So I am feeling really great about what I accomplished. I hit all of my goals because before I recorded last week, I already had done color number 15, and that was my goal last week, was to do colors 15, 16, and 17. So this week, I think it's 18, 19, and 20. I think it's 3 colors a week is pretty much what I am aiming for. I did not finish sewing the block that I had started sewing. Oh, I should probably tell you, Imagination Quilt is by Meema Makes. It is a crochet along. She came out with it this last Christmas to go along with an Advent. I am using my Advent that I had gotten from Emma's Yarns, my small days. So, and then the bear, oh, that's what I should show you. I knew there was something I wanted to show you. Is the Knit Picks Stroll in the bear colorway. But I thought it might be fun to show you. This is what I have left. Can you see? Like, it's getting down there. I haven't weighed it, but I'm curious to see if this will be enough to get me through all of the colors, or if I'm going to need to break out another skein just to finish the squares. And then, of course, I have all the borders to do around each individual square, and then a border all the way around the entire blanket. I'm also using this for seaming. So there's a fair amount. I have, I think, a total of 4 skeins, if I remember correctly. So that is the update on that project. My next project that I did a fair amount of work on, and that was actually mostly yesterday while I was watching the Super Bowl, is my Deck the Halls shawl. This is by Tabetha Hedrick, and it is another Emma's Yarns project. I'm really loving this. Now let's show you the front side. Excuse me. So I did 2 colors. So I was right here when I left off, and I got all of that done. So I've totally finished color number 5. If I show you in the middle, you can kind of see. And I am just about done with color number 6. I am ready to introduce color number 7. I will do 2 rows, so back and forth with color number 7, and then I will do 2 rows with color number 6 again, and then color number 6 gets cut off. So I've got to wind color 7, and that's the point at which I am in this project right now. I did add up I am getting 10 rows total out of each little 20-gram mini. And I think I added up, I have 30 rows left to do, and I still have 4 colors. So that means one of the colors I wouldn't have the opportunity to use. So I believe what I'm going to do is add another section. There's a 6-row section that I can really easily add in there. And I think I'm just gonna add another repeat, make it a little bit longer, and that's going to allow me to use and incorporate all 10 of my colors. So that one is also moving along really, really nicely. Next project I have is my 2 Best Friends socks. And my goal last week was to finish the cuff and half of the sock. And I haven't quite gotten half of it. I'm like just shy, but I considered myself close enough. But this week I'm really gonna work on making sure I get the second half of the leg done, as well as turning the heel. That's my goal. So we'll see, you know, probably I won't touch it again until Wednesday when I go to Bible study. It's been my Bible study project. So we'll see how much I get done at Bible study, and then I'll pull it out later in the week or over the weekend. I actually have a Zoom meeting on Thursday that I will probably pull it out for as well. It'll be really good for that. So this yarn is by Little Wolf Knits, and it is, again, two best friends to commemorate the movie Wicked. So that one is moving along. So if we're keeping score, let me pull out my handy dandy notebook. Ooh, that was a throwback. My kids loved Blue's Clues when they were little. Handy dandy notebook. And there is my week 1 of February. And I wanted to do the cuff and half the leg. Check, check. Deck the hulls. I only wanted to do color number 4, and I actually also got color number 5 done, so I'm ahead of the game. And this week, it's colors 5 and 6. So I am basically already done, and the week is just beginning on that one, so I'm pretty excited there. I wanted to get colors 15, 16, and 17 done on my Imagination Quilt, and I wanted to start my Frost and Bloom, or actually it's the Aura Lapghan, which is the next project that I'm going to show you. So I reached all of my goals last week, which feels incredibly good. And I am actually even a little bit ahead of the curve. So let's see if we can keep that going this week. Okay, finally, I will show you my progress on my Aura Lapghan. This is another crochet along, mystery crochet along. Well, actually it's not a mystery because I know exactly what the finished blanket's gonna look like. But it is by Toni Lipsey. And it is these hexagons. So it's a blanket done with hexagons. This past week, the first clue dropped, and I was supposed to do a total of 8, I believe. So I have 6 of these. I haven't woven the ends in this one or in this one. And I still have 2 more to do in the 2 different shades of green, which would make a total of 8. And then there was 8 more that I was supposed to do. I believe it was 2 each using, like, striping it. So using, like, the 2 purples and the 2 blues and the browns and the greens. So this is definitely not a priority project. I worked on it. I started it on Tuesday when the first of the clues dropped. I know another clue is coming out tomorrow, and I have obviously not finished all of last week's hexies, but that is a-okay. I am absolutely fine with it. Gonna pick away at it a little at a time. I am using, the yarn is yarn Baby Bee Sweet Delight. Can I pull out one of them? Where's my bag? Oh, it's way behind me. Yep, the blue. That's the one you get. So it is by Hobby Lobby, and it is an acrylic yarn, but it's really, really soft. It's one that I have used with the baby blankets that I have made in the past. The one thing I will say is I am finding it to be very staticky, which is interesting because I've never noticed that before, and I don't know if that's because I've mostly used it in the summertime when it's more humid, and so the static isn't an issue. I don't know, but that's what I'm using for this project, and I'm having a good time with it so far. So stay tuned to see where I land next week. I have no project dreams to report on. Well, kind of, sort of. I had hoped to start my Nova cardigan, and I didn't. I did actually start some pre-planning though, so maybe this week I can actually get that cast on. Kind of was gonna try to do that this weekend, and then I didn't. So there we go. That's just the way that works. And I have nothing new on my yarn shelf, so we're gonna jump into my day-to-day, which is also gonna be kind of brief because there's not a lot exciting to report on. I can say I had a really intensive week at work. It was very exhausting. I had a couple of days where I had some really big situations, shall we say, that ended up occupying like a really significant chunk of each of those days. So that made for just really intense. It wasn't necessarily bad per se. It wasn't hard. It was just intense. And it was kind of one of those going from start to finish. So that was my week. And then on Friday, I had my card class. So I had Thursday, I still had 3 of the cards to design. I managed to get those banged out really pretty good, actually. I had a great time with the ladies on Friday night. And then on Saturday, my husband and I got some stuff done around the house and gave the house a good vacuuming. We did a whole bunch of stuff in the fish tank and gave it a really good thorough cleaning parts of it. So a lot of work, but that was something that needed to happen. And then, of course, Sunday was the Super Bowl. And we got together last night with my family at my brother's house, and we watched the Super Bowl together. It was kind of fun. We had dinner before. And then the guys went downstairs and they sat in the man cave all together watching it. And then us ladies were upstairs in kind of the covered porch, like it's part of the house though. And there's a TV in both spots. And so we were watching it upstairs. It was a little more calm, a little more subdued. Unfortunately, Patriots just couldn't quite pull it together. But it was fun to watch the commercials. My son was just asking me what my favorites were. And one of my favorites was the Lay's commercial where the farmer was handing over the farm to his daughter. Like, that one really appealed to me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I am so eager for this week to be over so I can have vacation next week. We're just going to leave it at that. It's been intense, but can do it, can push through. There's rumors or some rumblings. We might have a snow day on Wednesday, so stay tuned next week and see if that actually comes to pass. My son will be home this weekend because it's a long weekend with President's Day. He's going to come home. I know he has an appointment on Monday, so I'm looking forward to having him home for a few days. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please do hit the like button and subscribe so that you know when I post something new. I will have links down below in the show notes for all of the things that I have talked about. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Knittin Michelle, KNITTINMICHELLE. You could also send me an email at michellesfiberstudio@gmail.com. Please talk to me. I love reading your comments and replying, and of course that helps to boost the podcast on YouTube as well. I hope you have a fantastic week and happy knitting.